He revolutionized the guitar. He redefined what rock could sound like, and he became one of the most celebrated musicians to ever walk a stage. But behind the blazing solos and the electric smile, Eddie Van Halen was also a fan, a man who respected the voices that inspired, challenged, and shaped his own journey. In rare interviews and private conversations, Eddie revealed the 5 singers he truly loved, artists whose voices spoke to his soul and pushed them to reach new heights. Today, Legend Uncovered reveals the names and the stories behind them.
5. Freddie Mercury, Queen. Eddie always had deep admiration for Freddie Mercury. He said Freddie had the kind of voice that could fill an entire planet. He loved that Freddie never hid behind perfection. He performed with emotion, drama, and total confidence. When Eddie performed with Queen at Live Aid rehearsals and other events, he couldn't stop praising Mercury's control and stage power. He once said, "Freddie wasn't just a singer. He was an instrument all by himself." To Eddie, Freddie embodied everything he loved about music: showmanship, soul, and freedom.
4. David Lee Roth from Van Halen. Now this one might surprise people because their relationship was often rocky. But no matter what happened between them, Eddie always respected David Lee Roth's voice. He credited Roth with giving Van Halen its wild, unpredictable energy. Eddie once admitted, Dave had a sound, that sneer, that swagger, that was pure Van Halen. Their chemistry on stage was electric, even when they fought offstage. Eddie loved that David was fearless, always ready to perform, always larger than life. Despite all the tension, there was a bond between them that no feud could erase.
3. Ronnie James Dio, Black Sabbath, Rainbow, Dio. Eddie was a huge admirer of Ronnie James Dio. He once said that Dio's voice sounded like thunder wrapped in velvet. Eddie was drawn to the strength and clarity of Ronnie's singing, that mix of power and melody that very few singers could master. When Dio joined Black Sabbath after Ozzy, Eddie told friends he thought it was the best move they could have made. He loved Dio's discipline, his passion, and the way he treated every lyric like poetry. For Eddie, Dio represented the perfect balance between beauty and aggression.
2. Sammy Hagar of Van Halen. When Sammy Hagar stepped into Van Halen, fans were divided, but Eddie wasn't. He called Sammy a singer's singer. Eddie loved Hagar's range, his professionalism, and his genuine love for the music. Unlike the chaos of the Roth years, Eddie found peace working with Sammy. He once said, "Sammy could sing anything I wrote and make it sound even better." Their collaboration created an entirely new era of Van Halen, filled with melody, warmth, and radio hits that defined the late 80s. For Eddie, Sammy wasn't just a singer. He was a partner who reignited his passion for the band.
Ray Charles. At the very top of Eddie Van Halen's list was Ray Charles. Yes, the legendary soul pioneer. Eddie often said that Ray Charles was one of his earliest and biggest influences. Before rock, before guitar, there was Ray, the man who taught Eddie about feel. He admired how Charles could make joy and pain live in the same note. Eddie once shared, "It's not what you play, it's how it makes people feel. That's what I learned from Ray Charles." Every solo Eddie ever played, every emotional bend of a note carried that same philosophy.
Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.